Alright, in this video, we're going to talk about the solution of my favorite. When there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. So, number 17 to 24, given that two functions, f of x and g of x. Now, remember, I use the purple to indicate the f function, so the black one is the g function. So remember what we say, a function is an x value in and we have a y value out. So let's do some checking to see if we got the awesome understanding about a function. So as you can see, when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. What you see is what you get. So for example, if I want to look for the function f of a -5, I know -5 is my x value. So where's my -5? It's right here. Will be my -5. What will be my function f? Remember, the function f is the purple line. So I'm going to start at -5. It's my x in. I'm going to go up until I hit the purple line. Then I'm going to look for my outcome y. So what do I see? My y value is 6. So that's what we mentioned about when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. Now let's check another one. So what happened to the g function when I plug in a? So again, g function, as you see here, is the black line. So x is a right here, but I'm looking for the g function. So once I hit the graph of the g function, which in this case is the black line, I'm going to look for my y value as the outcome. So what you see is what you got. So I got the y value is 2. That's what we say when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture, okay? All right, number 17. Find the value of x such that function f of x is equal to g of x. In class, I mentioned about that. The equal sign just tells us where do you see the two functions intersect each other. So what you see is what you got. We know the intersection, as you can see here, had to be both function intersect. So I see one location, 2, 3, 4. Because they want us to figure out the x value, so what you see is what you got. I see the x value, 1 is -3, check. I see another intersection, it's 0, check. I see another intersection for my x value, it is 4, check. And I see the last one intersection, what you see is what you got. There, it's my 7. So this is what we mentioned about when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture, and that's it. All right, number 18. Find the value of x now. The special thing here it is you see sometimes you will have one x value, sometimes you will have more, right? So we're going to base the picture. What you see is what you got. So what do you know about the function f of x equal to 0? In class we mentioned about when the y equal to 0, technically we are looking for the x-intercept. So what you see is what you got. Again, what you see is what you got. Remember, we are looking for the function is for the f. So I'm going to use the purple line to indicate this is my function f of x. I'm not happy about the extra. Okay, much better. All right, so what you see is what you got. We are looking for the 0, aka we are looking for the intersection for the x. So activate your eagle eye. Look at the purple function. Do you see the purple function cut through the x? Do you see any x-intercept right there? No, 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 no. So believe in yourself. There is nowhere. There is none. So believe in your ego eye, okay? So what you see is what you got. There's none. Moving on. Find the value of x such that g of x equal to 0. So the keyword back to us again. The equal to 0, y equal to 0, aka we are looking for the x-intercept. This moment, we're looking for the g function. So we mentioned about the g function is the black line. So what you see is what you got. Do you see any x-intercept? Yes. What you see is what you got. I got one here, I got one here, one here, and one here. So what will be my x value? As you see, I got x equal to -7, I got x equal to 1, I got 3, and one more, 9. And this is what we mentioned about when there it's a picture, the answer is in the picture. Good. All right, moving on, 20. 20 asks about the x value such that function f of x is greater than g of x. In class, we mentioned about greater than, so that means my y value as an outcome is bigger than the g function, okay? But from the picture, what does that mean? I have I have two graphs, so when you see the greater than, that means above. So which, in our case, we want to look at the purple line, aka is the f function. We want to see the f function, it's above the g function. Remember what we say? When there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. So let's go. On the picture, you know that from left to right, I see my purple line is above the black line. It's right here. From here to here, this moment, you know that this will be above. Okay, now what do we notice about this moment? My x value, it's more than just one particular answer. So what you see is what you got at this moment. I need you to see, we're going to use the interval, aka the x value from where to where I see such thing happen. So we do know that my x value, when the purple function is above the black function, the graph, I know I can starting from this x value, which will be -a, because this is my x value from small to big. Now, because that is a solid circle, so that means my value can be not positive, a solid, so that will be a bracket, and the number value will be -a from where to where? All the way to here. So what do I know about this answer here? Will be -3. Okay, now, is that the only part I see the purple line, it's above the black line? No. I also see my purple line above the black line. It's from here to here. So which tells me I have another location, which is from 0, this is my 0, to what you see is what you got, to 4, that is the second part. Now activate the eagle eye. Do you see another part that my purple line is above the black line? Yes, indeed, which is right here. I see the purple line, it's above. So what do you notice about my x value right here? From where to where? What you see is what you got. So that will from 7 to, now let's talk about that. You may say that, Mazong, the 10 here for my x value, it's an open circle, which indicates the 10 is not included. So therefore, I shall use a parenthesis to indicate my perfect answer. And that's it. So this answers the question, where do you see the function f of x? It's above the g of x. From the picture, you know that my line is above, which means my y value will be greater than. Good? All right, so now let's continue to look for the cool answer key for the next one. What you see is what you got. Some of you will say that now I get better on the picture. Yes, indeed, practice makes better, okay? Here we go. Find a value that of x. Now again, we talk about that if the x value is more than 1, you can give me a answer as the interval. Okay, now what does the interval mean? That will be my x value, aka from where to where. Now we have a writing from small to big, from left to right. Okay, All right, number 21, we are looking for the function f it's less than the g function. Now from the picture, we mentioned about less than, that means I'm looking for the picture, it is below. So as we indicate, the purple is my f function. Where do I see below? So seeing is believing. Where do you see it's below? So we'll be here, from here to where? Okay, so what you see is what you got. Some of you said in the classroom, oh, just the opposite. You are correct. So what you see is what you got. So I know that the purple line is below the black line. So my x value will be from -3 to where? 0. Is that the only place we see below? Nope. It's also here. So what you see, it's what you got. So this location here, what you see is what you got. You see my x value is from 4 to, what you see is what you got, 7. So here we go. Believe in yourself. What you see, it's what you got. Good. All right. Moving on. What will be my number 22 tells us. Number 22 tells us to figure out the function g of x less than 0. So in class, we mentioned about less than 0. That means my y value is negative, aka from the picture. That will be below the x-axis, okay? Now, activate our good ego eye. This moment, we are looking for the g function, so which tells us when we look at the picture, I am going to look for the black line. So where do you see my picture? It's below the x-axis, less than 0. So what you see is what you got right here, and right here, and more right here. So what you see, it's what you got. So hello ego eye, what do I notice about the first part? So the first part here, you know that, so there is a solid dot. So what do I need to do is include the -a. It will be a bracket from -a from left to right. So what will be this number? -7. Okay, is this the only location? No. So where will be my second location? That will be from 1 to 3. Is that the only location? No, I have another one which will be from 9 to 10. Now the 10 will be an open bracket, open circle. No. Open, yes, open circle, so that will be a parenthesis. That's it. All right. I like the question. One of you guys asked me, Ms. O, why is not a bracket 9? Why the 9 is not there? Okay, you see the 9, it's right here. I got it. The 9 is here, but the 9 also above and also below. So therefore, we just make it as an open interval. Okay. So this will be the open interval. But I do know that the 10 is not there, so it had to be an open interval. Are we good? All right. Now, we did the most fun thing, which will be when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. Then how about the number 24? Can we have fun with number 24? Yes, of course. In classroom, I was very happy about you guys' algebras skill, which means the confident. When there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. We do not need a calculator, okay? So when you take a look at the number 24, number 24 tells us find the value, which means I'm going to give you a final answer of the function 4 times 2 of the function f of -5 minus 3 times g of a. What will be my final answer? Remember what we say, when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. We also need to follow the operation order. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So do you see that inside the parenthesis, I need to take care of my function f of -5. So f is the purple line, -5, it's right here. So when x equal to -5, what do I know about my function f? my function f tells me I have an outcome is 6. So that will be 6. Same thing, inside out, the parenthesis. So this moment, I'm looking for the g function, which will be the black line. When I plug in a for my x, remember, I'm looking for the black line for the g function. So once you hit the black line, you're going to look for my outcome y. So I know my answer for g of a is equal to 2. Then what do we do? Just do housekeeping. So I have a 2 drop down, so 2 times 6 minus 3 drop down, 3 times 2. And once I do the housekeeping, I'm going to times 4. So inside out, 2 times 6 is 12, minus 3 times 2 is 6, and 12 minus 6 is 6. Now I still have the 4 drops down. So 4 times 6, what will be my final answer? 24. Ooh la la. We do not need a calculator. Good. All right. Last one. 25. When we talk about the 25 in classroom, we mentioned about that. We do not need a calculator. But wait a minute. The picture gives us the function f and the g. Where's the h? Well, the h just a variable of a function called h, okay? So what you see is what you got. So the given condition, it is if h of x is equal to a times x squared minus 6x, okay? For what values of a it's, so we mentioned about we given a function, and this moment is say that for what function, when I plug in 3 for the h, that will equal to a function f of negative 1 minus g of 5. All right, remember what we say? When there is a function, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in. So the goal is to solve for a. The a is what we want to figure out. Remember what we say. X tells us I'm going to use the 3 to plug it in. The h function, it's right here, which tells me when you see the x, we're going to put a bucket. So I know the h of the function is equal to a times a bucket square minus 6 times a bucket, because whenever I see the x, I put a bucket, okay? What is inside the bucket this moment is 3. So I'm going to put in 3. So housekeeping, what do I got? 3 squared will be 9. So 9a minus 3 times 6 is 18. Can I do any simplify? No. So this is from the h function. But we also know that this trouble is also equal to the function f of negative 1 minus g of 5. Well, I do know that the picture has my answer, because function f of negative 1, it's right here. So negative 1 is right here. Since I would like to figure out the function f, so I'm going to look for the purple line. So when x equal to negative 1, I got the answer, it is 3. So that gives me 3. Continue. When x equal to 5, which is right here, but I'm looking for the g function, which will be the black line. So I had to keep the black line until I hit the black line here. What will be my outcome? A. So that gives me this part, it's A. So 3 minus A, I know the answer will be negative 5. So a little bit organized here. So I do know that 9A minus 18 is equal to negative 5. Can we do housekeeping? Of course. Both sides plus 18, I got 9a is equal to, when you plus 18, I got 13. And can you both sides divide by 9? Yes. So therefore, finally, my a value is equal to 13 over 9. Ooh la la, we do not need a calculator. Good. All right. That's all for today, and make sure believe in yourself and activate your ego eye. What you see is what you got. When there is the answer is in the picture. When there is a picture, the answer is also in the picture too. Thanks. Have a good day.